Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Unshakable Co-Parent podcast. My name is Sarah, your host, and here we talk about all things co-parenting. Now, today is a bit of a different episode. I've thought about doing this as video format, and I will try to at some point, but usually I record this when everyone's gone to bed. So it's usually about 9 or 10 o'clock, and I'm in my PJs, so maybe one day I'll get my act together to record these during the day when I'm ready, or video ready at least. So today, or if you haven't heard, or if you have heard, April is all about boundaries. More specifically, setting boundaries with your co-parent. So I'm going to be sharing something with you that might just get the juices flowing and get you thinking about how you go about setting boundaries. So grab a tea, coffee, kombucha, champagne, whatever your tipple of choice is, and let's get started. So when I put my children to bed, I'm in a 2-story house, so their bedrooms are downstairs and mine and my husband's bedroom is upstairs. And the living area is upstairs. So I put them to bed and then I walk up the stairs. The lights are off. Usually we've got some fairy lights somewhere or a candle burning. I come upstairs and there's something that is so satisfying for me, and you busy mums will understand and get what I'm talking about here. I come upstairs and the middle island bench is completely clear and clean because I set it up that way. I have this routine after dinner, after we've watched a show together, after dessert or cup of tea, whatever we're doing. Everything gets put away, washed up, or in the dishwasher, and the bench gets cleared because I like to reset every single night, a bit like a Sunday reset, which I do that as well. And that's for my own peace of mind and sanity and just to be organized. But every night, there's nothing more satisfying than the bench being cleared and the dishwasher is on. That's something that really excites me. Call me sad, but hashtag mum life. And I'm sure you resonate with what I'm saying if you get me. So I love the dishwasher on, benches are clear, everything's tidied away, the cushions are where they should be on the couch, and we're all ready for the next morning for breakfast, etc. So this got me thinking about having order in our lives, controlling the things that we can control, because as we know, we can't control everything, and we definitely cannot and shouldn't want to control other people, but we have full autonomy over what we choose to do or stop doing, or how we go about living our lives. So it's got me thinking about boundaries. Now, I'll give you an example because it ties in very well with the reset of the kitchen. And also let me know over at Instagram if you do something similar, just to keep order in your life or to at least control the things that you can control. You might be a bit of a cleaner or, neat freak. I usually listen to something when I'm cleaning, so I can kind of go into my own little world, and that's a benefit. I get the cleaning done and it makes me feel calm, it makes me feel relaxed, it makes me feel at ease. I don't have any jitters or anxiety because, I'm in control of my environment, and that truly brings happiness to me, and that is something that I can fully take control over. Now, when it comes to boundaries, I want you to visualize this. You're in your home and you normally lock the door. Whilst you're in your home, especially before you go to bed, you lock all the doors, lock all the windows, even if you live in a safe area. Now imagine one night you decide to, you shut the doors and you shut the windows, but you don't lock them. You don't lock your front door, you don't lock your back door, you don't lock any of the side doors, and you don't lock the windows. So anybody who comes off from the street, who decides to enter your home, they can just enter freely. Okay, this is kind of what it's like with boundaries. Imagine somebody comes off the street, we'll just call this person Fred. They try your door handle, and to their surprise, the door is open. And they step through the door. They may or may not close it behind them. It doesn't really matter. They walk over to your fridge. They grab some leftovers from in there. They drop some things on the floor, rummaging through your fridge as they walk away with, their arms full of food. And they leave the fridge door open. And then they go and sit at the dining table with all the food like a feast and gorge on whatever's there. And then they get up from the table and go to the bathroom and, do whatever they're doing in the bathroom, leave the door wide open without a care in the world. Walk over to your couch, turn your TV on, have it blaring loud. They are making themselves not just at home. They have taken full advantage of, it's not even your hospitality because you didn't invite them. This is what it's like with your boundaries. When you don't have boundaries in place, you are exposed to whatever someone else's agenda is. You're open to people taking advantage. You're open to people using your things, your resources, and leaving a mess that they don't have to pick up. You are exposed to what other people want instead of what you may want. I'm pretty sure you don't want people coming into your home, opening your fridge, eating your food, making a mess, sitting at your table, making more mess, making noise in your home, disrupting the environment, disrupting the peace in the household. If we don't have boundaries in place with certain individuals, especially those who need it, like your co-parent, then that's what it's like. It disrupts your whole home environment. It disrupts your safe space. Your resources get used up. And it's not just that your things get used or they just take what they want. They leave a whole load of mess in their wake. So having boundaries in place, and why it is so important, especially if you identify as a good girl people pleaser due to one reason or another, maybe your upbringing, society, expectations. Maybe you don't even realize that you are a good girl people pleaser, or maybe you're realizing now. But from someone who, it's not even that I lacked boundaries. I didn't even know the word boundaries. I had no idea. I had no clue what boundaries were until I started doing this work, until I got the message and the catalyst for this journey that I went on. But I realized I was left wide open. It's not even that I lacked boundaries. I didn't even know how to spell the word. I didn't even know what boundaries were until I realized how important they were. And this is why I was always in situations or dynamics or relationships where I was always bending over backwards and always left the one with the short end of the stick. And then always the one resenting the fact that I didn't say XYZ or I didn't do XYZ. And then beating myself up on top of that, wishing and hoping that I'd, or next time I will do this. So I'm sure if you're listening to this, you may struggle to set boundaries. Maybe you don't even realize or didn't realize when you started on your journey that you even needed boundaries, or didn't even realize the importance of them. I mean, maybe even you see all this talk about boundaries, or you hear me or see me talk about boundaries, like we just had the Art of Setting Boundaries masterclass. The replay is still available, by the way. Just DM me the word SAUCE, SAUCE, over on Instagram and Shakeable Co-Parenting, and you'll be sent all the details to get the replay for that for the next couple of days, at least at the time of me recording this. So I will harp on about boundaries until the day I die to anyone who will listen, because it will be this thing that completely saves you and saves your sanity. And when you know how to set, and I say cast iron boundaries, you will be able to teach your children how to do exactly the same. Yes, for you, it's never too late. You might be in your 30s, 40s, 50s. There are people who have their whole lives and they didn't even know how to set boundaries. There are women I've worked with in their 50s, early 60s, still learning to this day and still, cultivating that skill and honing it. And, as you start to set boundaries with those in your life, the hardest person you'll ever set a boundary with, the most difficult person, is your co-parent. If you're here listening to me, you may have a co-parenting dynamic that is not, quote unquote perfect, or doesn't really work. Maybe it works sometimes and not other times. Sometimes things are smooth. Sometimes they're chaotic. Maybe they're always chaotic. But if you're here listening to me talk about this, it's likely that you know the premise of boundaries, what they are, how to define them, even how to set them. But you're not getting the outcomes or the results that you want from them. Either you're getting laughed at, not taken seriously, or maybe your co-parent projects onto you their thoughts and their ideas, or undermines your boundaries, or criticizes them, whatever it may be. The work, what I teach my clients, and the quote unquote work, this will help you with your co-parent, but all other relationships, because as I mentioned, your co-parent will be the hardest person you will ever have to set boundaries with. Then your colleagues, your children, yourself, your friends, your family, whoever it may be, other people, is a piece of cake. It's child's play. So, as I like to say, boundary setting skills are life skills. You step into your power with every single boundary that you set. You step more and more into your power. And when I say into your power and you gain control, I don't mean against anybody else. This is all about you controlling your environment. Back to the home example. When everything is in its place and everything is calm and everything is still, and you have created this, narc-proof home, everything is just as you want it and the energy is flowing, you will protect that with your life. And the doors will be locked and the windows will be locked. There will be no way to penetrate your home, no way in from anyone who is unwanted. And I don't mean necessarily physically here, obviously. I mean mentally, emotionally. Okay? Your co-parent shouldn't be entering your space and, might sound a bit dramatic, but polluting it. They should not be entering your space physically, in my opinion, especially if things are less than ideal and causes chaos in your life. And they shouldn't be entering your home emotionally or mentally. They shouldn't be disrupting your peace. Your home is your domain. This is your safe place. This is a place where you get to be you and your children get to be who they are without judgment. Okay, so anytime you're thinking about setting boundaries and, they're not working, or you get laughed at, or you feel like you're failing, or you're too scared because of the repercussions or the resistance, or you're worried about your children getting the brunt of that, I really want you to think about your choice to leave your doors and your windows open for anyone to just come in and do whatever they like. It's like literally taking, I'm not even going to give you that example. I don't want to give you that visual, but you know what I mean. Someone will just come in and trample all over your hard work, given the chance to eat the food, to watch the show, to use your facilities, to drain you of your time, energy, and resources. So, I urge you to keep your doors locked, keep your windows locked, and only invite in those who are in alignment with you and respect you and love you and honor you. Okay? And with that being said, the Queen of Boundaries 4-week live program, we start next week. At the date of, recording this, the time of recording this, we start next week. It is on special at the moment. DM me the word Queen, Queen, if you want to hear about it and sign up for that whilst it is on special. It will be on special until the 14th of April, and then the price will be going up. So this is a live program. It's 4 weeks. I'm going to be teaching you everything I know about boundaries, everything that has helped me along my journey to forge myself something new, to become unshakable as fuck. And this is coming from someone who, it's not like I was born knowing about boundaries. I had no clue. I couldn't even spell the word. Okay, reformed people pleaser. Now this works for myself. This works for my clients. So this is the fundamentals that you need in order to step more into your power, set your boundaries, discourage your co-parent from even trying to open the doors and try the locks. Okay? This is what we're doing. We're protecting our peace. And as I always say, setting boundaries is not to hurt or punish anyone. This is to protect yourself and to protect your children. And you are doing this work so your children don't have to, okay? So DM me the word Queen, Queen, to get all the details for this special offer I have right now for the Queen of Boundaries 4-week program. I'm really excited to teach this live. The last time I did this was a few years ago, and this is from my main program, the Unshakable Coparent program, but it's going to be on steroids. It's like the 2.0 version, and I'm very excited because boundaries are my thing. I get very excited about helping people step into their power and set boundaries with those who absolutely 100% need them. So with that being said, think about what I said about your home, how you're protecting your peace, and I will see you over on Instagram. Take care. Speak to you soon. Bye for now.